Hi everyone, I'm Will at the National Housing Federation and I'm speaking to Angela Gascoigne, CEO of Shal. Hi Angela.
Hi, Will.
And Angela is chairing the National Smaller Housing Associations Conference, which is taking place virtually on the 4th of December. And we're going to have a short conversation about the things affecting smaller housing associations and that conference as we look forward to that event. So Angela, what do you think are the main challenges facing smaller housing associations specifically at the moment?
Well, we've got a new government, and they have a clear mission, and housing is very much part of that. And they are definitely, I think, hitting the ground running. And we are going to have to deliver. And we're not going to have to just deliver more homes. We are also going to have to deliver better homes and better services. And there isn't a great deal of money around, and that is going to be a massive challenge. As smaller housing associations, I think we're really close to our communities, and we know the impact of the lack of housing, the poor quality of housing, the rise in homelessness. We know all that, we can feel that, and we want to respond to that. And it's a tough environment, but we're going to do it. And I think that meeting those challenges is a big ask, but it's one that we're up for.
Yeah, and that's good to hear. And that certainly does reflect, I think, the mood of the sector, especially when it comes to smaller providers. I'm just wondering, compared to the sort of conversations we were having this time last year, we had some of the similar pressures, except without a confirmation of what that government would look like. How does it compare to now, if we think back over the last 12 months?
I think a year ago, we were readying ourselves for the election campaign. We were looking at how we could influence all the parties, particularly the two that were the most likely to become the new government. But we didn't know who that was going to be. So there was a little bit, if you like, of a bit of a hiatus in what we could do and how we could get going. Now I think we're sort of at the starting point of a very long race towards better housing, better services across our communities and across England. And that feels quite different. It feels as though an awful lot of energy has been released, and we need to make the best use of that energy so that we are able to deliver what is expected of us, and a lot is expected of us.
Yeah, so I mean, I suppose to dig a bit deeper, compared to last year, does it sort of feel like there are there's almost more to do now, though? Like there's more spinning plates, because there's felt like there's been pressure for a while. Is that ramped up still, basically?
Yeah, I think so. And we've also had some clear messages about the fact that there is not a lot of money.
Yeah.
So that means that we are going to have to do even more with what we've got. And that is a massive challenge. But when we put that against the needs of the homes that we own and the needs of the people that we know who are homeless and the expectations of our tenants, I think there's an awful lot of grit and determination in the sector amongst smaller housing association leaders, that we are going to deliver, that we will not be found wanting. And that sense of community, I think, will help us to get through what are going to be challenging times. But we have a purpose, we have a very clear purpose, and we are very, very determined to deliver on that.
So I suppose that brings us on to the conference, because we'll be talking about how we deliver that on that in December. So why, we'll maybe speak about more reasons to attend, but why are you personally looking forward to the Smaller Housing Associations conference?
I think the agenda is perfect actually for where we find ourselves right now. Obviously, we've got Kate and we've got Shahi Islam from Homes England, who are going to be looking at the landscape that we're entering for delivery, which I know is going to be a really good session. And I think it's going to be really well complemented by Kate Dodds, who will be giving some insights on the current and emerging regulatory environment and the emerging risk profile, but with an emphasis specifically on smaller housing associations, which I'm really looking forward to listening to. And I think the practical sessions, the sessions around asset management, procurement, tenant satisfaction, poverty, governance, have I said finance already? All of those things I think are going to be really good. And the speakers have got a huge amount of experience and skill in those areas. And I think as well, the specific sessions on supported housing, my view on supported housing is we're all about supported housing, and we should be there to support those people who are perhaps having more vulnerabilities or more needs than most. So that's going to be really interesting.
That's good. I mean, you've named a lot there, and I know you've attended a few NHF conferences, and now you're chairing this one. Thank you very much, by the way. We have a lot of people at all of our conferences, but I think particularly this one who are showing up for the first time, and there's a lot packed into one day. For people who are, maybe this is their first conference or the first time they're going to this event, how would you kind of advise that they sort of approach the day?
I would say have a think about what you're grappling with at the moment, what your residents or tenants are grappling with at the moment. Look at the agenda and then schedule through what it is that you want to see. I quite like to pick a theme and kind of follow that theme through because it helps my thought processes. So if you're really interested in asset management, there's something there for you. If you're interested in business support and governance, there's something there for you. If you're interested in the tenant experience, there's something there for you, and you can find your way through that agenda.
It's really useful, and I didn't think about approaching with a theme, which is a good idea. So I suppose in a couple of sentences, why should people attend the National Smaller Housing Associations Conference?
This is a pivotal time for us all in the sector, and a lot is being asked of us. There is a session that I'm really looking forward to, which is how we as smaller housing associations can promote our role in the sector, and how we can maintain our independence and contribute our solutions to the housing crisis. And that's kind of what the whole of the conference is about. So my feeling is that we need to come along, we need to come together, we need to think about how we collaborate with each other, how we find partnerships outside of the sector, how we work much more closely and build relationships with our tenants. And all of that is quite complex work. So yeah, I'm just looking forward to giving myself the gift of listening to people who know a lot and are sharing their experiences and their knowledge with us.
Hope you're not disappointed in December. So thank you very much, Angela, for chatting with me today. The National Small Housing Associations Conference is taking place virtually. It's on the 4th of December. And if you go to smallers.housing.org.uk, you can find details of booking along with the agenda speakers and reasons to attend. So thank you very much, Angela. I'll see you in December.
Yeah, you certainly will. Thank you.